Hello, everybody. Welcome to Football Uncensored, our sister channel where we discuss all things Premier League. So, welcome. We're waiting on the mighty win to come right now. A lot of you are coming from NUFC Talk TV, which is great, of course. Thank you so much for coming on. And if you're new, if you've been a regular on NUFC Talk TV and never been on this channel, which actually haven't been doing a lot of redirects from our other channel. But hit the like button if you're new. Subscribe because we're going to start doing Premier League content here. We've been doing it already, but kind of paused there for a second. But we definitely need to get back on doing Premier League content as well. So we're going to do the week 7 predictions. I see the chat already filling up slowly. Is the great Kevin Keegan once said, the chat is now open to everyone, says Football Uncensored. I never typed that, but I guess it did it automatically. The one and only Trolls in the chat. Thank you so much, Trolls, for the kind donations. You don't have to, look, we don't really get, don't super chat here if you don't, I mean, you guys can donate, of course, but we really don't upload here enough for us to meet that threshold. It has to be like £100, and then we start getting that money. And right now, we barely get anything here. So, but there you go. The mighty win is coming soon. He's very blurry though, which I love it. The less I see him, the better. But he's very very blurry. So not sure there was going on. But Colton Connor says, "Afternoon, Chris. What's up, mate? All good. Hopefully you're doing well. There you go. The mighty win is getting now he's
Just a
back.
minute. Just a minute.
There you go. Stephen Harker. Of course, you were able to find us, Stephen. So subscribe to the channel, mate. Subscribe to the channel. Oh, the mighty win is gone. We shall change it around. Ronald Turnbull as well in the chat. Lee McFarlane in the building as well. Ronald Turnbull, we mentioned that one. Trolls, yeah, mighty win. Sorry, sorry meant mighty win. There you go, mighty wind. Rubbish takes as well, man. Unbelievable, man. And the lack of appreciation for other leagues and other players is unbelievable from the mighty win. Just unbelievable. But like I said, we're gonna get into the predictions pretty soon. Stephen Harkins says, subscribe for first time aware of the sister channel. Yeah, mate. Well, we've been check it out. We've been doing at least we've been doing the weekly predictions on here. It's kind of hard because we know we're invested in NUFC Talk TV, and it's kind of hard to find time. But we like talking about Premier League as well. So we definitely need to get back on this. We hopefully we'll try to do interviews with other fans, other fan channels. Some big ones, some medium ones, small ones, whatever, to have a discussion on their respective teams. So stay tuned for those. Stay tuned for those. But we got to set it up after NUFC Talk TV if we want to make it grow quicker. Because, like you, Steven, we make it if we make it after our night show, we can redirect the viewers to this channel, to this to the particular show, and you guys find out about it. Because if we just do it out of the blue, a lot of you guys from the Newcastle channel don't know about it. So, but yeah, it's okay. We're dealing with growing pains, but it's all good. So hit the like button. Actually, what we need to do is share this with. So hit the like button, of course, but we're gonna have to share this with the group chat right there. We're waiting on the mighty Wayne to come on because he's the one giving us his hard-earned predictions. Basically, he's just twatting away. To be honest, he's just saying whatever comes to mind. By the way, don't forget on NUFC Talk TV, we're gonna have our 3,000 celebration, our quiz night. So 20 questions for the panel to answer. We're gonna drink a few beers. We're gonna be great. So cheers. Thank you also, Lee McFarlane as well. There you go. Oh, Proba, nice man. Appreciate that kind super chat to Ronald Turnbull. Like I said, we won't see that. We won't see that money, until we hit that threshold. God knows what it is, to be honest. But when it is, we're gonna start, getting. Hold on, mighty Wayne. Don't add yourself, mate. You're messing around. You're finding around with the flow, man. Thank you so much, Ronald. Like I said, you know, it's you gotta hit like £100 threshold to be able to get that money. But well, I guess surely, slowly but surely, we're gonna get there. We don't really upload a lot on this channel anyway, but you get the point. But all right, Mighty Win, how you doing?
Doing good, mate. Doing good.
All
Yeah, I
right.
didn't know. It would have been nice to get some notice.
I. How about you read your messages? That's a note, and you give me a thumbs up. So yeah, that's a notice. Jesus, man, you need to get a life, man. I'm telling you, you need to
Hang on. Whoa, whoa. Where's the thumbs up?
take a moment and read your messages. I said we're going to do football uncensored weekend predictions, and give me a thumbs up. Anyways, it's this guy, man. This
I
guy.
thought you were talking about the competition,
What competition?
the Premier League forecast competition. Because
What?
that was what you were on about. You were saying the Zamrit score, Beard score, Truls' score, and I said I'll get it done before the show tomorrow. And then you said, "Can we do the Premier?"
Why is Oh, there we go. Now we got it. Anyways, man, it is what it is. People don't want to hear us. They just know I'm right. As simple as that. All right. So we got to talk about the Premier League week 8. Week 8 already. And the first match, and I want to know people's predictions as well. So if you're out there watching, give us your predictions on each specific match. We talk about every match here. We're not like other channels that just worry about a certain teams. We're gonna give everybody some love. We do have some usually some comments from the managers who have given their perspective opinions on the matches. If we can get all of them, we get all of them. The ones that we get available, you will be able to see. So, all right, the first one is a big one though, Mighty Win. The first one is a big one, big one. Is Spurs versus Tottenham, another London derby, you can say, and very early for me, 6:30 in the morning, but for you guys will be
Spurs
about
versus
midday.
West Ham.
Yep. We got a London derby there. And West Ham, a team that's struggled in the beginning of the season, but I mean, I guess you could say they're still kind of struggling, but they have won the recent games. But Spurs doing better than West Ham though, but still not the greatest. Not and the fans are not really happy with Postecoglou so far, although he's gotten some results here and there, but kind of there. So what do you think about this matchup? It's a
Well, the
derby
Spurs
nonetheless.
fans are well pissed off with last weekend's effort when they were 2-0 up at Brighton and got beat 3-2. They weren't happy with that at all. But honestly, I think this game, but both teams, they're a bit like Newcastle this season, actually. Uh, they're up and down like a you know what. Uh, and it just depends on who turns up on the day for me, this one. It could literally be any score at all from 0-0 to 4-4. You would obviously have to fancy Spurs because they're at home. But I was watching Lawless and Jobs having a go at each other yesterday, and they both came up with extremely valid reasons why both of their respective teams should win. And I kind of agree that it's literally a toss of a coin.
Okay.
Uh,
Jordan has a question for me about Leicester. So we're gonna get into that. Wait until Leicester's when did Leicester play? What the hell? Where's Leicester? Oh,
Leicester,
Southampton, Leicester. So we do have some things from Southampton's manager. So we'll get to that, Jordan. So don't worry, mate. We'll answer that one once we get to Leicester and Southampton. Southampton, Leicester, actually. But I do agree. It should be a good matchup though. Spurs, West Ham, very early though, midday. Not a lot of people really like those midday games. To put a derby there, is that a purpose? Is there a purpose to just get people to watch it, or
well, it's a TV slot, isn't it? It has
yeah,
to
but
be filled, and obviously they want popular games to fill it. And Spurs West Ham, that people argue that it's a bit like Sunderland, Newcastle, Middlesbrough. Newcastle fans would argue that Newcastle Middlesbrough isn't a derby. That Newcastle Sunderland is the derby,
well, let's
and
kind
that's a
it
bit the
would be.
same with Tottenham.
and West Ham. Yeah.
Arsenal, West Ham fans that Tottenham Arsenal is the big London derby, but West Ham, like Middlesbrough, consider that their big derby is West Ham Spurs.
Well, I would just from all of this is from how you take things, but I think the biggest London derby, and the biggest matchup now is Arsenal Chelsea. Um,
Well, you can argue that as much as you want,
the,
but the biggest London
but
derby is London Spurs.
but you
It
can't say
has been
that.
for 150 years.
Yeah, but you can't take it's a I think Arsenal are more. Arsenal can talk down to Tottenham. They can't talk down to Chelsea. Chelsea has won just about is important stuff, and
Yeah,
actually probably
in the
more.
last 20
So
years.
yeah, but that
And
counts.
by the way,
That counts.
nothing since Abramovich went.
Right. But that counts. People say, well, history is no history. Yesterday's history. So if I win the Champions League, if Newcastle wins the Champions League yesterday, we're in conversation with the top dogs. You can't take that away ever. People argue the Forest is a
No,
big
but
club
you can't
because of that.
equally you can't take the previous 150 years away.
No, but Tottenham haven't won an European title. They haven't. They have won some titles, of course, English titles. But Chelsea has certainly
Well,
won those as
Tottenham
well.
have been in the Champions League final. Arsenal haven't.
Oh yeah, but I
They
mean,
didn't win it, but they were in it.
we all know Arsenal are the big club. Um, but
We all know that
but
Arsenal are a big club, and by that you're saying that Spurs aren't.
no, they are, but not.
Huh?
They're a bigger club than Tottenham. That's my opinion. Uh,
Arsenal are probably bigger than Tottenham, yeah. And
yeah, yeah.
Tottenham are far bigger than
Tottenham, I think
Chelsea.
Tottenham are no,
Oh,
no,
yes,
Chelsea.
yes.
No, there's absolutely no way. Two Champions Leagues erases everything they have won in their
No, it
entire
doesn't.
history, as far as levels is concerned, in my opinion. But
Oh.
you could say Chelsea, Arsenal, but like Tottenham, West Ham would be. West Ham is a big club as well. So in that instance, it would. I do consider Newcastle, Middlesbrough a derby, not the biggest derby that we have, but it's a derby nonetheless. I mean, I think in there just about just the build up. I mean, we haven't played them in a long time, but just the build up in itself tells you what it is. What fans are talking, the expectations. So, and there's a reason why the Premier League put Spurs and West Ham at this time. I guarantee it. So it's
Yeah,
what
because it's a big game.
exactly very big game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so you gave your prediction. It could go in either way. People are saying. Let me see. Um, let me see. People
I think it
said
could be something like 3-2 to Spurs.
it could be. Could be. Jordan says, "Hang on, West Ham Chelsea is West Ham's biggest rival. If the ICF versus Spurs fans, they're mental.
The Intercity fans.
The Intercity fans.
They are back in the day. That was their ultras.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, but however, you can't move away from what people has achieved. Again, we you can't erase the last 100 years, but you definitely cannot erase what's happened in this 21st century. And Chelsea have dominated the Premier League along with Manchester United. They've battled against the best Manchester
Yeah,
United, and for a certain amount of time, it was
yeah.
Chelsea, Man City, Man United, and City came on in the 10
For
in the
10 years.
2010. And so they
10
actually
years out
been.
of 150.
And people talk about Arsenal, which I do agree they're competing for the league, but that was 5 years from ago that
Yeah, but
Arsenal were non-existent and
Arsenal have
almost a
been
joke.
competing for the league for 150 years.
Yeah. All right. So West Ham for Stephen Harker as well, and there we go. My Jordan says, "Mighty Wayne, I live in on London. Arsenal versus Spurs are rivals, but West Ham is Chelsea." Um, well, like
Well,
West Ham
what's
is
the West
the,
Ham fans channels, and Spurs is their number one
uh,
hate.
yeah. All right. Okay, so we got that matchup. We got any comments on? Oh, by West Ham though, there's something interesting about Lucas Paqueta is he is you
And
know there's a situation there, and he's now telling Lucas Paqueta wants the FA to investigate whether information about his spot fixing case was leaked. He continues to deny the four charges. of intentionally seeking to receive a red card from the referee for the purpose of affecting the betting market. And so he's dealing with that situation. Let's take a listen to Sky Sports as they were reporting on this.
Bit of breaking news to bring you, and it concerns the West Ham United midfielder Lucas Paquetá. And he says he wants the Football Association to investigate whether information about his spot fixing case was leaked. He has said this on X, has Paquetá: "I am frustrated and upset to have read recent misleading and inaccurate press articles published in both England and Brazil claiming to disclose information about my case. Some of that information is entirely false and appears designed to undermine my position." He went on, "I'm also concerned that although they are false and misleading, these articles are clearly sourced from an individual close to the case. The FA proceedings are supposed to be confidential and they are extremely serious for me and my family. The continued leaking and publication of inaccurate information in the press is now putting at risk my chance of receiving fair hearing. I have therefore instructed my lawyers to write to the FA to request that they conduct a thorough investigation into how information about the case, even if it is inaccurate, is finding its way into the public domain. I continue to deny the charges against me and look forward to demonstrating my innocence." Now, we've contacted West Ham United about the statement from Paquetá. They are not commenting at this stage, and Sky Sports News has also contacted the Football Association for their reply as well.
Ooh. Well, very, very, very. Did you hear that? Just last. Music.
But also what wasn't divulged there, which again,
Oh, sorry.
a few
Go
of the
on.
West Ham fans were talking about, is that the FA are looking for a lifetime ban. That's the FA. This is on top of the other charges.
Mm-hmm.
The FA are looking for a lifetime ban for
Yeah.
Paquetá.
It's a tough ordeal though. We don't. I mean, but he definitely looks guilty. Um,
Well, I
it's
mean,
not.
the background to it, for anybody who doesn't
Look,
know,
I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah, go on. Just quickly. Yeah.
is that they found some very, very queer betting patterns, because all of these big gambling websites have got algorithms that search for dodgy betting patterns, and they narrowed a whole load of bets down to Paquetá's family in Brazil, about him receiving yellow cards and various things that he could directly affect on the pitch. And they won a lot of money betting on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
It,
from the outside looking in, again, you got to hear both sides of the story, but it looks pretty cut and dried. Um,
yeah. It is. And they will have files though. He has to have had communication with somebody, and you always leave a trace of something. So, somebody was saying in the chat, I believe maybe Jordan, that Paquetá might have been just prolonging this. And but if I'm him, look, you're gonna be banned for English football, not FIFA. This has nothing to do with FIFA. English football, which is surprising though, because FIFA got involved with Tonali, and they were very much going with each other. The Italian FA with English Premier League and all that stuff. But don't know where. I don't know if FIFA has certain rules for everybody or just each league has its own, which I'm sure that they do. But if I'm
well,
him, I'm just looking for a club outside. Yeah, you can go. He'll find a club.
no, no. The current charges are UEFA,
Is that right?
as I understand it. The current charge,
Yeah.
but the FA are trying to stick another 4 or 5 charges on top of the existing charges.
Hmm. Well, that's interesting. We'll see how that develops, of course, in the later weeks, days, months. I don't know, but he'll still be playing for West Ham until something is found out. Anyways, so which the question could be as well: what if he is, a life changer for West Ham this season? What if he is their best player? What if he wins them a lot of points? What do you do then? because then you're looking at an illegal, well, let's call it like this, an illegal player shouldn't have been playing, contributing to a team's success. Is
Well,
that
no,
fair for everybody else?
he's not
Because
illegal.
because
He's not illegal until he's actually been banned.
there you go. That's it. On that note, we'll move on. That's a good point right there. The next game is Fulham Aston Villa. So Aston Villa should have this one away though at the Cottage Cheese Arena. Um, Not much of an arena to be honest, or not much of cheese, but it is what it is. And so let us know in the chat as well what your prediction will be. I think Aston Villa will have this one. I don't think. What do you think?
Fulham are playing very, very well at the minute, mind.
They are
You
just
know,
they're with us, if
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. Still, let me see.
And they gave
Yeah,
us
they're
a
right
lesson,
behind us.
didn't they?
Yeah, right behind us at home. So
Not that that was difficult to do on that particular day, by the way, because we were dreadful. But no, I don't think this is going to be a walk in the park for Aston Villa, and I'm hoping that Fulham get at least a draw, because I don't see Fulham being up there towards the business end of the season, but I could certainly see Aston Villa being up there towards the business end of the season. So the more points Aston Villa lose, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, well, no, well, I don't know. I don't want Fulham to get points though. That's the thing.
Oh, I do.
How can you want? They're with us.
Yeah, well, so are Aston Villa. Aston Villa.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess you can say Fulham is the one that you think they'll lose points eventually. But um, I think a draw, just because I think a draw will do for me. Aston Villa has 14, Fulham 11. Because if Fulham wins, they go to 11, and
No, Fulham when they
I
go
mean,
to
sorry, they
15,
they
we
go to
when we go
14.
we go to 15, we go above them both. If both us and Fulham win,
Yeah, but we have to win. That's the problem.
yeah, well, so do Fulham. But
If,
that
no,
puts
if
it
Fulham
puts us
wins, we have
puts
to
us
win.
both above Aston Villa. And like I say, I can see Aston Villa lasting the distance, even with all the European games they may have. I can see Aston Villa lasting the distance more than I can see Fulham
Yeah,
lasting the distance. I can't see Fulham going out in January, for example, and spending,
to buy.
80 million on a player to keep their top four challenge going.
Yeah. All right. Well, people are saying 1-1. Colton says 1-1 a draw. Ronald says 2-0 Fulham. Nick Fadley says 2-1 Villa. Um, I think Villa does have the tools to win this one though. But Fulham has proven to be worth watching at home. Well, in this league so far. The next one we got, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Ipswich and Everton. Um, Everton very, very, very battling still, probably going to battle the relegation this whole season. They are 16th in the table right now. Ipswich, though, just below them with a whopping 4 points. Everton, 5 points. Unbelievable. This is going to be a tough match for either or.
This is the proverbial 6-pointer, isn't it?
Yeah.
And as such, I think it might be a draw.
Right. Well, I mean, but
But
people do have a point that the Ipswich can't count Ipswich that they're going to lose this one. And Nick says 1-0 Ipswich.
Ipswich will definitely see this as one of the few games where they should be
You got to go get them.
getting a point or two or three.
Well, any relegation team really have to say 15 and below. We need to fight to the
Yeah, absolutely.
we got to beat them and get those points. I mean, I stop at 15 because Man United are just above it. I mean, I think Man United will eventually rub the limp, and somebody's going to save their ass, so they'll get some points. But all right,
Especially those bottom, 6, 7, their home games
Mhm.
against the bottom 6, 7, they would expect to get some points. So
Yeah,
that's what Ipswich will be hoping for. But Everton showed against us they've got a trick or two up their sleeves.
that's right. And
Uh,
Ronald says 1-0 Ipswich as well. So some people going with Ipswich on this one. Let's take a listen to Mr. Raspy Voice. How many tabs do you think he smokes a day, man? Because Sean Dyche he explained.
I don't know what you mean.
By the way, we're gonna get a lot of these managers' takes on the current topic of discussion. That is the England manager in Tuchel being a German. Look, every England national team, FA, the England Football Federation, the England football fans, period, have the right, just like anybody has the right to say whatever, but in this particular national team, they have the right to say, I want an English manager. Because they can do it. Other teams, like for say Jamaica, let's just put Jamaica. How many Jamaican managers? Other teams need to figure it out. You can say Americans, we could do the same. We have been the melting pot, as they call our country, on football as well. As far, our players in itself are from with descendants from all over the place. Um, but there's a big topic of discussion, and I do agree that the England manager should be English, um, because they can do it, and ultimately it is international football. So a lot of these managers, though, are saying their piece on this current situation. Certainly, Eddie Howe was asked about it 100 times today. He didn't bite the bait though. But Sean Dyche, another English gentleman. Where's Sean Dyche from?
London.
Oh, he's in London, man. Okay, well, he has spoken about Tuchel, and you guys pick a German too. God damn, just pick a German, man. Poor old Churchill, man. They're fighting the war for no
He
reason,
will be
man.
turning in his
Oh
grave.
man, he's turning right now, man. He's turning right now.
That
Poor old
cigar
Churchill.
sticking out.
Oh my,
That's all that's preventing him revolving.
3 cigars, and he's got that picture, that famous picture look like that on his with the cigar out. But let's
Like
take a
that.
listen. Let's take a listen to Shani Daish.
Just on Tuchel's appointment, if you're an English coach coming through now, do you think it's disheartening that the FA have gone for a non-British coach?
I don't think it's disheartening. I think it's just a reality of the modern game. Each pathway doesn't always lead to where you want it to. You can only suggest down the history, or certainly my history with the FA is, in theory, the idea was to get English coaches, fast track certain members if needs be, get them through the system, create that platform for coaches going into the system and therefore managing the country. But it's changed so much, football management and the view of it. Now they've obviously looked at it differently, and at the end of the day, we all of us want to win inevitably. And I think that sometimes it sort of gets lost in modern football. It's almost like, yeah, but how are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? What about winning? So I don't think he'll be under any illusion, as manager. Forgetting about nationalities, he'll know that he's been put in there to try and win. Because Gareth did an amazing job, in my opinion, did a fantastic job.
Just on
Well, what do you think about? First of all, what's your take? Being as old as the English language, what is your take? You've always been English, pro English born.
Yep, still am.
See, I am pro English born and pro English representing that, and I wasn't too much of a fan of Carsley either, because although he was born there, he represented Ireland. So you can't once you do that, because this is football. We're not talking about nobody should come here because of their none of that stuff. We're talking about football, and Carsley represented Ireland. He chose Ireland, so I don't think he should have been appointed. But well, he was just appointed for however many games. But some people said, well, you guys are crying about Tuchel, but your guy was Irish, represent Ireland.
Well, he wasn't. He was born in Birmingham.
Well, he represented Ireland. But also, what about the question of, because some people said these people crying wouldn't be crying if it was Pep Guardiola or
I would.
Yeah, well, a lot of people are saying this. That it's hypocritical.
No,
But
I think
not you.
it should be. In fact, the FA came out before Southgate was appointed and said, we're definitely adopting an English only. This was after failing with Capello, failing with Sven, failing with who was the other one? There's another one. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the two.
Capello.
Yeah, that was just the two. But yeah, I fully agree. He should be English.
Yeah. All right. Well, the next game, and a lot of these managers are going to be asked the same question. So be aware, with different takes certainly, but the majority do agree that it should be English. But none of them are raise their hand and put themselves up for the job, though. That's the thing. Man United, Brentford. It's another match. Brentford. Let me see. Brentford is below. No, Brentford is 11, man. Man U 14th. So, what do you think about this one?
I just think Man United are a basket case at the minute. And as long as Ten Hag's there, they're going to remain a basket case. You would argue that, you know, well, I don't know. Is Old Trafford the fortress that it once was? I think the answer to that is definitely no.
But all of that is see people
So,
when people talk about that, that only works when the team is playing somewhat decent and
yeah.
well, and it can help you boost you up. But it's just a boost. It's like the nitro that when you put in your car. It's just a button that works for 8 seconds, whatever, you know. But you got to be able to play. You just don't show up and all of a sudden everybody start winning trophies like that. So
Well,
and
I mean, let's be honest. Man United have got some damn good footballers.
they do, but they don't.
You know, they've just got a manager who seems incapable of putting them together as a unit. And if that continues, Brentford will give them a game. You know, they'll give them a hell of a game.
Yeah.
I'm hoping my man and Buemo gets a couple.
Yeah, I think Brentford are in a better form, to be honest.
And
They don't
again,
have,
again, I would rather Brentford took the points, even though they are closer to us than what Man United are. I think there's more chance of Man United being up there towards the end of the season. Look at last season. I mean, they were atrocious last season, and they still finished right up there alongside us.
mhm.
The season before weren't much better, still finished above us. Uh, it seems they just find a way to get results, which is what we've been doing this season. Uh, so yeah. I still think until Ten Hag is removed from the equation, I think Brentford have got every chance.
Yeah, and people are saying the same thing. Maybe they're showing their Newcastle colors. Brentford 3-0 says Ronald. Colton 3-0 as well. I don't know if they're gonna beat
I don't
Man
know if that'd
United
be
3
3
3
0 but
3-0
I'd
away, but
certainly take them to win by the odd goal.
or
I say
a
two.
draw could do. But they are due a win though, Man United. So especially at home, they might feel that pressure to get it done.
Mhm.
So we'll wait and see about that one. The next one we got is, of course, we've talked about in depth. Newcastle versus Brighton. People have had their opinion on that as well. You can give us your predictions. You just repeat it for this channel if you want to. Um, but I mean, I think we all have Newcastle to win it, but Brighton is not going to be an easy.
There's one or two have gone for in the predictions league. One or two have gone for a Brighton win,
Yeah,
and that was summed up in the poll that you put out on the chat, where it was something like what was it?
yeah. We can take a look at it right now. See, because we put up a poll on the community of the channel. And it's gone
77, 714 or something.
233 votes now. So it went up a lot, actually. 233. Well, damn it, I have to vote. I guess so I'm going to vote for Newcastle win. And now 234 votes. 76% say Newcastle will win. 11% say Brighton will win. 11. And 13% a draw. So, it's up for grabs according to this.
Well, not up for grabs, is it?
Yeah,
Saying
well,
there's
yeah,
a
because this is a Newcastle channel, though. I mean,
yeah,
most people would just vote for the sake of it.
1 in 9 chance, and I think that's about right.
Yeah, but I mean, people will just vote Newcastle even if we
Yeah,
play
yeah,
against.
agreed.
So, but oh wow, we already got a lot of subscribers. So thank you so much for the ones that came up. We actually are 1,494 on this channel. So bring on the subs and tell
Come
if you
on,
got
and get another. Let's have another 6 subs. Get with a
yeah,
1500 on this
if you
stream.
if you have friends from any other clubs that are watching YouTube, bring them onto this one because we're gonna have good shows coming soon for you and give you some love as well. Some watch alongs. So we'll definitely try to bring England here when England is playing at some point. Yeah, because we gotta give this channel some love as well. Eddie Howe has spoken so about the England job as well.
The FA have said that 10 managers were interviewed. Were you one of those?
No, I wasn't. No.
No. Was there any contact at all from the FA?
No.
No. I guess to some that would be a surprise because I think you were probably the outstanding young English manager. Does that bother you at all that you weren't spoken to? I know you've said a number of times that all eyes have been on Newcastle. You don't let your head kind of rise above that. Is it something you've been aware of? Is it something that has bothered you at all?
Absolutely not. I think England have to do what is right for them, and only they will know the processes they've gone through and the decisions that they've made. And I'm certainly not the type of person that's going to analyse that. For me, it's about Newcastle. It's about trying to win games, and it is hard enough to do that if you're 100% focused, and I will always remain that way to my work. But I know that if you drop your levels or your focus, the job becomes impossible. So at no stage have I allowed myself to do that.
Well, there you go. Never been. He was the manager that's been talked about the most and linked with England. He said he was never reached. He was never part of the interview process, and I think it was mutual from England and from from Eddie. And so, but the press conference today, like Stephen says, got to love the England press conference. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable to watch, to be honest. But these journalists need to be by their proper boss. Like, what the hell are you talking about, man? Yeah. You're supposed to be covering Newcastle United, asking these numpty questions about 10 years ago. What are you going to be doing? Are you going to New York and have I don't know. They need to hit
the more I watched that this morning,
wasted time, man. And I'm pissed off. I wake up at 3 in the morning for this shite. 3 in the morning to listen to these twats. But anyways, Colton Connor though saying because he's going to Tottenham. That's why. Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
But hey, that's your. He loves Amanda Staley, by the way. He got a tattoo on her about her. Well, you're gonna have to get a tattoo. You're gonna have to add to that tattoo with a little bird on it. There you go. All right, so
that's gonna happen.
Oh, also about Yankuba Minte, he did speak on. Let's take a listen.
In my opinion, it was absolutely the right thing to do, but it still hurts to have done it. We had no other option, and no matter what the narrative is in the future, regardless of how Elliot does and Yankuba does, it's still the right thing to do, in my opinion, for the benefit of Newcastle. We couldn't breach PSR, couldn't face a points deduction, and that the only 2 deals we had on the table at that time were the 2 deals that we did. So we didn't want to sell Yankuba at all. We believed in his potential, and everything about his profile fitted what we needed, but we had to make a decision based on finances. In my opinion, it was absolutely the right thing to do.
Edward Howe. And now let's take a listen to the Brighton manager, who is got a German last name, doesn't he? Hutzler. Yeah. And he's speaking about, he's not going to say we don't need foreign managers, is he? But let's take a listen.
I really admire him. I think he proved that in the past that he can be very successful with his teams, and he can build a successful team quite fast. And I think that's also a challenge, especially for the national teams. So when we look at this club, the former clubs, he opened this club successful in a short time, and I think that's exactly the challenge he will face for England. So I'm very happy for him and his team, and I wish him all the best.
There you go. That was Mr. Hutzler, who is supporting Thomas Tuchel. Germans taking over the Premier League, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And that ain't good. History proves itself. And we ain't got a Churchill, man. Are you gonna take over?
No.
We ain't got a Churchill.
Look, we'll have the Yanks coming over to help us.
There you go. And you're trying to kick us out, man. Oh, by the way, on the Manchester United matchup, the club has confirmed that Kobe Mainoo is expected to be out for a few weeks after picking up a muscle injury against Aston Villa. So The young wonder kid is not going to be available.
And this again, though, does it not emphasise how when kids are that young,
yeah, they put a lot of pressure on them.
You shouldn't be playing them flat out in Premiership conditions.
They certainly put a lot of pressure on this young lad.
You know, we've seen it with Miley. They've seen it with Manu.
Yep, it's pointless though. Like, why just? Well, I mean, anyways, they have to find somebody. All of that did put him on the Euros, though. So I guess he has something to thank for, about playing so much and the media behind it. And the next matchup, ladies and gentlemen, Southampton, Leicester City. And what do you think about this matchup? And we'll go to Jordan's question about Leicester as well. So what do you think?
I thought you were going to bring a manager.
Well, let me bring up the question then. Chris, I have one question for you. After Leicester being relegated and spent too much on wages and ran out of money because of their wages, are we supposed to repeat that with no Europe to cover wage increase? Are we talking about Newcastle then? Well, we can try now because I know we have NUFC Talk TV to talk more in depth about Newcastle, but I mean we can do it more.
It's all about revenue.
You know, Newcastle earns more than Leicester, obviously, but Leicester is believe it or not, though they won their case against the Premier League, so that's
but what you got to remember about Leicester as well is that the guy who was their chairman when they won the Premier League and was so tragically killed in the helicopter crash, his son inherited his business empire, which was the empire that was financing Leicester. And his son hasn't got the same commitment to the club that his father did. So his son's attitude was, it's part of the business, it's got to make money. And so he stopped putting money into it and started taking money out of it. And, you know, that's resulted in what's happened to Leicester.
Yep. I don't think Leicester will get relegated, though. I think they will find a way. I'm hopeful. I'm a fox. You know, I got a little bit of a fox in me.
A fox in the box.
You know, just because they did the inevitable, or not inevitable, they did the incredible, the unbelievable when they won the Premier League. So you know, just a little bit. I do like Vardy, though. I like Vardy. I think their stadium is pretty cool.
Yeah, but the point is, Vardy is still their go-to guy now.
Yeah,
and that's their problem, isn't it? You know, you think of the players that they've lost. You know, real quality world-class players. You know, Kanté and Mahrez, and Maddison, Barnes. You know, you can't get rid of those quality players
but if you don't, they go broke.
And expect to stay where you are.
All right. Steven says, have you seen how good Leicester's keeper is?
Yeah.
Is that who you brought up the other day?
I did. I brought him up on the show the other day. He was absolutely outstanding against Arsenal.
Yeah. All right. One last one about this one is Jordan. No win. When you get Champions League, players want higher wages, and when you lose that money, the players stay on the same wages. It affects the spending power season after season till none. Well, I do agree with the fact that you got to become that team. It has to be the norm, or at least Europe.
It all depends on what contract you've got the players on. Anybody with any sense would have players on contracts whereby if they achieve Champions League, they get such and such bonuses, and if they don't, they don't.
Yeah, but you want every player after a good season to get.
Yeah, I know. I'm never going to get what I want, but that should stay the same way as every player now has relegation clauses in.
All right,
which it didn't used to.
And on the Southampton end, the manager has spoken and says, "I'm proud of the journey that we're on, but no one cares about that if you don't win." Let's take a listen to Mr. Russell Martin. Is that his name?
Yep.
I think the team is growing. I'm enjoying watching the team grow, and I loved watching them. Their response in the second half at Bournemouth, to be honest, I didn't give them enough credit for, because that was a really difficult moment, and we put it on the players at half-time to really show that they cared and wanted to run and fight for each other, and they did. And then the game was just too far gone. And then Arsenal, they built on that, the willingness to run, fight for each other, to defend, to take the ball in the second half in particular, and the courage to play football in the way you want to play. I thought they were outstanding. So I'm proud of the journey they're on, but no one cares about any of that if you don't win, so we have to win. And this game is as good as any to get that first win and to really kick us off. I think the team...
There you go, Mr. Russell Martin. What's Southampton?
Well, he's another Vincent Kompany, isn't he? He's determined to play his brand of football, regardless of the results, regardless of what's happening on the pitch. I am going to play my brand of football. I'm not going to sacrifice it because I'm in the Prem. And as Vincent Kompany found out with Burnley, when you do that, you go straight back down again. If you can't become pragmatic.
Off his head, this bloke. That's great. Well, yeah, but if you're in Southampton, though, you can't. You got to maneuver. You got to maneuver.
Yeah, you've got to be pragmatic. You've got to say, look, we can't play this lovely passy football that he plays.
Tabby.
Tabby, that's all they do. Never get anywhere.
But the next one, ladies and gentlemen, predictions for Bournemouth and Arsenal Football Club. They're going away at Bournemouth Stadium, and I mean, this should be.
I'm going to take Bournemouth to win it.
Oh my God!
Listen, Arsenal are going to get found out. Arsenal are not this super
by Bournemouth.
Team. By Bournemouth. They are not this super team that everybody takes them to be. And Bournemouth are a damn good team. Good manager, play good football, play winning football. Especially.
You can't say that about Bournemouth and then not Southampton, because
No, I can't say that about Bournemouth because Bournemouth get results. Southampton don't get results.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. Well, in that sense, you're right. Southampton has 1 point, but still, Bournemouth is not going to be.
And I just don't. I'm getting brickbats every week. Obviously, I just don't think Arsenal are it. Everybody's raving about them and what they're doing.
They're getting points. So to your argument,
well, but when I watch them play, they're still tippy tappy. It's a bit like us. It's moments for them. People, the odd player has a brilliant moment. It's not a team goal normally. It's some flash of brilliance that creates the chance.
Yeah. All right. So predictions on this one. Stephen Hargis is 3-3. No more predict. Come on, bring in your predictions. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. I'm going. I'm going to take 1-0 for Bournemouth.
As we take a listen. 1-0. As we take a listen to Mr. Arteta.
Finally, it's a long way down the line, but maybe one day Jack Wilshere could be an England manager. He joins the coaching staff here.
We're talking about Jack Wilshere.
We, not me. We did it as a club, and I think it's been phenomenal. Yeah.
How good is?
We're not going to listen about Jack Wilshere, man. Come on. We definitely need to talk about this one, though. We can share this one.
Going back to Kai Havertz and signing him, obviously the fans weren't so convinced at the start of him not
that
being
sounds like that
able to
Luis
contribute
chick.
with goals. How vindicating is it for you and your team to identify the player of his potential and to now get him performing the way he is?
Well, that was the idea because we believed that he could do it. He could bring to the team certain things that we didn't have, certain qualities that we were certainly lacking. But it was a big question mark because he wasn't producing what we required as well at that level a year ago or 2 years ago. But we believe with changing the environment could affect him in a really positive way. Every conversation that we had with him, it was very reassuring that, you have a player that is going to try his very best to try to accomplish the objectives, and then you have to make it work. And it was a difficult start, and at the moment we are in a great place.
It was a difficult start, Man, his accent cracks me up, man. There's another guy. Who was it? The other manager that it was thick as hell, that accent. Who else has a Spanish?
Unai Emery.
No. Well, it is. He's one of them, but not the other. I think maybe Bournemouth. Yeah, it was Bournemouth's manager. That he says mandatory. It has to be mandatory that we do this. That we do. I was dying laughing. All right, next one up, ladies and gentlemen. Cryteta will be crying this weekend. That says, there you go. Oh God, not Cryteta. What about Wolves and Man City, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think about that matchup? It's Wolves at home though. They have they're a different crowd, but Man City, should have this one. What do you think, Mighty Wayne?
I think Man City just be way too strong for them.
Yeah,
way too strong. Gary O'Neill is another one. He's got his convictions. In fact, there was talk about him getting sacked this week because Wolves are plumb bottom, I think, aren't they?
No.
Yeah, Wolves stone rock bottom.
They're bottom of the league, 1 point. Damn.
So I can't see this being a problem. 3 or 4-0 for City.
Yeah, what a tough run for Wolves, man. Wolverhampton.
Yeah, well, when we had Davey on, if you remember, for the Wolves preview, he said that if they had 7 points after 10 games, he would be happy. Because, I mean, they've had horrendous fixtures.
Was it?
Look who they've played already. Where are August there? Chelsea, Forest, which is a local derby for them that they managed to get a point from. Then they played us, Brighton, Villa, Liverpool, Brentford away, and now they've got City at home. And then they play Brighton away, and that's the 10 games that he was on about. He says, if we can get 7 points from those 10 games, I'll be happy. And I think he's got a valid point, because then they've got a whole run of games where they should, they can reasonably expect to get a lot of points. Palace at home, Southampton at home, Fulham away, Bournemouth at home, Everton away, West Ham at home, Ipswich. So that bar one there, they're playing completely bottom half teams. A lot of them at home.
Well,
but I can't see them getting anything off Man City.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. I think they're too hard. Rhino says 3-1 City, and
a
Steven,
bridge too far. Having said that, the Premier League often throws up these stupid results.
Here we go with the Premier League.
That's what we're talking about, Chris. The Premier League.
Yeah, but man, the Premier League is the top league of them all. But everywhere else, they're playing. According to you, everybody else plays soccer, and not football, which is unbelievable to me. We need to get you a proper fire stick, I'm telling you. Mr. He does have a sexy accent, doesn't he? Mr. Ballhead over here. Which you didn't wear your black shirt, man.
Can I check in on your fitness of the players that you could expect back? Kevin De Bruyne, Nathan Ake, any chance?
I don't think so.
No chance at all?
Mm-mm.
Does that mean that they've had setbacks, or...?
No, but not ready. They are training, they are in the last part, and by yesterday Nathan was the first training with the team, so, maybe he can travel, but I think to start is not ready.
Anyone else got any issues, or...?
Some of them Brazilian, Manu, today was day off, so today we'll see how they feel. We'll see between today and tomorrow, we'll know exactly.
Can I check in on your fitness of the players that you could expect back? Kevin De Bruyne, Nathan Ake.
I muted you already.
Any chance?
I don't think so.
No chance at all?
Mm-mm.
Does that mean that they've had setbacks, or...?
No, but not ready. They are training. They are in the last part, and by yesterday Nathan was the first training with the team. So, maybe can travel, but I think to start is not ready.
It's not ready, says Mr. Guardiola. Oh, look at that. Unmute yourself, man. Unmute yourself. Oh, actually, let me see. I got you. Look at that. The mighty wing went and put his shirt on.
Got the pep jumper on.
Hold on. We gotta go back, man. We gotta go back. Look at that. Just the same, man. Look at that. Pep and you do need a little tan though, because you're looking like a vampire, man. But that Portugal tan didn't work on you. But yeah, look at that. Don't you guys think it's the same? Same looking guy, man. Spitting double. There he just nipped the door for a parcel. No. This dude, man. Hey, mute your mic, man. We were hearing like, whoa, what the hell is that? He was struggling to put his shirt on, certainly. Hopefully that's what it was. But there you go. He's got those shirts ready, man. Mighty Wayne only has like 4 shirts that he wears every day. Okay, moving on to the last and not least, the game of the week. A derby, you can say as well, obviously, but not like a heavy rivalry, to be honest. But, they're 2 important clubs going at it. And the match of the week, to say the least, Liverpool Football Club at Anfield against Chelsea Football Club. The Reds and the Blues going at it. Really good matchup, man. What do you think?
Yeah, and again, I think Chelsea are going to surprise a few people. I think Chelsea are going to win it.
At Anfield?
At Anfield, I think Chelsea are going to win it.
Interesting.
I think Chelsea are a far better side than Arsenal are. I think they're a better side than Liverpool are. And I think Maresca has got all the ingredients and he's putting them in the pudding and he's finding just the right recipe. Because that's not easy to do when you've got a squad the size of Chelsea's. But he's answering all the questions right now, if you ask me.
Yeah. Maresca's doing good though. Maresca's certainly proving people wrong, and that's a fact. And I think Liverpool they're top of the league though, so I guess that's they're getting points. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna go for Liverpool in this one. I think at Anfield, and
you would think, that's the obvious bet at home. But because Liverpool at home are, a formidable prospect. But I think Cole Palmer will be fired up for it. I just think Chelsea might have too much for them. Because Liverpool have had a fairly easy run at the start of the season. A turn up for the books.
There you go. So we got.
I look forward to that one. I think it's going to be a great game.
Oh yeah, we should. When is that one? Oh, that's Sunday though, man. Sunday at what time? Oh, Sunday. What time would that be my time? 16 is 4:30. 4:30. On a Sunday at 4:30. You guys should do that on this channel, man. You and Gary.
Yeah, that's 4:30. No, I shall be in the club playing dominoes.
At 4:30, you twat.
Absolutely.
No commitment, man. No commitment. No commitment at all.
Not when Newcastle United aren't involved.
Let's take a look at what game. Newcastle are not playing at 4:30. What are you talking about?
No, but that's why I'll be in the club playing dominoes. If it was Newcastle, it'd be different.
All right, so let's take a listen to Arnie.
Times this season that the fixture list up to this point has been kind to you. So how do you view the next week with Chelsea to come, then Leipzig, then Arsenal, and what could maybe this week tell you about the ability of your squad to challenge for the biggest honours this season?
If you judge your team only on a week, that would not be fair. So I think we have to judge us as a team after this spell of games, not 3 of them, but 6, 7, or 8 of them. Then we know better how we act and how we perform if we play tough Champions League games and tough league games. That is normal in everybody's season, and we know how difficult it is. We've seen that ourselves 2 years ago when we played Champions League. We've seen this last season with Manchester United, and the only ones who showed that they can perform Champions League and in the league are City and Arsenal in the last 2 seasons. So now it's up to us, but I don't think it's fair to judge us after a week, even though if we do really well, wouldn't be fair. But if the best way to judge us is in 4 weeks.
So it says in a week's not fair. Do it in 4 weeks, right? Well, here's how they've got in. Here's how they've got in 4 weeks, right? They've got Chelsea at home, Leipzig away in the Champions League, Arsenal away in the Premier League. Then they play Brighton twice, once home, once away, once a bit like us with Chelsea, once at home in the league, in the Carabao Cup, and once away in the league. Then they've got Leverkusen, the Invincibles from last season. Then they've got Villa. Then they've got one easy one against Southampton away, you would think. And then they've got Real Madrid at home, Man City at home, Newcastle away, and then a local derby against Everton. Now that is some set of fixtures. If Liverpool can come through that and still be top of the league, they are going to be champions this year.
Well, I wouldn't put it past them.
I would put it past them. Because I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to come unstuck.
But I think
they've hit that spell of games like we did last season, and I think it's going to undo them. I
think they're just being quiet about it though. Not people really talking about them. They're just doing their business. You know.
They're sailing along top of the league. You know,
nobody's really talking about Liverpool. Everybody's talking about Man United and the Chargers, the Premier League.
No, I'm saying they're sailing away under the radar.
Exactly.
But they're top of the league.
Exactly. So we didn't get. We just now got Ten Hag's comment. So let's take a listen to him because he was asked about the noise and if the noise is getting to him because certainly he's been one to be, finito, but he says this.
Obviously, you can see positives, but there's always a lot of noise around your position, certainly at the start of this international break. Did you feel the need to seek any assurances about your position?
No. The noise is only coming from the media, from you guys. For some of you, let's say this, not all of you, but some of you who bringing up stories, creating fairy tales, making the noise, bringing lies. Because I know we are on one page in this club. I told this before the break. I told several journalists. Probably they didn't believe me because I see the reports. But internal in the club, it's quiet. Of course, we are discussing in the position where we are, and that we are unhappy with the position where we are, and how we have to turn the corner, and what has to happen. And so what should be the strategy to turn this corner. But ultimately, we are quiet, we are composed, we stay where we are, we stick to the plan, and we are very convinced we will make it a success.
Look at that, man. He is just full of it, isn't he? The media is creating stuff and not real. But it is real, though. Ineos... They're taking their time, but he's definitely on the chopping block.
He's on the skids.
And of course people are laughing about him. Yeah, he's lost certainly, but there you go. I mean, it is what it is. So those are the predictions for this weekend. We'll see how it goes. Great matchups coming up. Certainly, the last one is going to be amazing. Of course, if you're a Newcastle United fan,
Don't forget Monday night football. Forest, Crystal Palace.
Oh
That'd
yeah,
be a good game because Crystal Palace with the generational Mark Gee in the middle of that defence, who are sitting second bottom, I think they are next to Wolves, aren't they? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, they're third bottom. With their generational talent, Mark Gee in defence.
Which we will do everything to get, whether you like them or not.
Interesting.
So no, because they're fighting relegation. So
whereas the once in a generation centre forward Chris Woods, who's up there in the top scorers of the league.
There you go, man. I'm telling you. One man's trash is another man's treasure, man.
That's right.
I'm telling you. But anyways, folks, it's been lovely. Thank you so much for your support. Right now, if you missed it, our predicted lineups on NUFC Talk TV premiering right now as a video. So go check it out. Thank you so much for your support. We will see. Stay tuned to this channel because we got a lot of stuff coming. So thank you so much. We will see you in the next one, folks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. How are the lads?